All right, so are you ready for a deep dive today? We're going to be looking at this idea, this question. Is hard work actually a scam?
Ooh.
And our source material today is this YouTube video.
Okay.
And the title is really provocative.
Oh, right.
It's called Hard Work is a Scam: The Harsh Truth About the Corporate World.
Okay.
And it's by this YouTuber called American Truth Bomb.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, right off the bat,
Yeah.
kind of cynical, right?
A little bit, yeah.
But that's why we're doing a deep dive on it.
Exactly.
And so this guy, he says that he's like this, really experienced corporate guy.
Okay.
And he's making this argument that, when you're dedicated at work,
Yeah.
it doesn't always pay off.
Yeah.
And in fact, sometimes it can even work against you.
Interesting.
So, I mean, is he right?
Yeah.
Are we all just being played? Let's find out.
Okay.
So his main argument is that the people who really go above and beyond,
Okay.
they work late, they sacrifice their personal time, they're always trying to exceed expectations. Often, they don't get rewarded for it.
That's interesting.
They don't get the promotions, they don't get the raises,
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about that is that, sometimes it feels like companies almost reward the appearance of success rather than actual results, right? So it kind of raises these questions like, what are the systemic issues that might contribute to that? Is it, certain personality types? Or is it broader workplace dynamics?
He gives these really vivid examples
Okay.
of people calling into Zoom meetings on their vacations.
Oh, yeah.
Or staying late when everyone else is, going out to socialize.
Yeah.
Or, just taking on extra work without even being asked and not getting compensated for it.
Right.
Have you ever felt like that person at work?
Oh, absolutely.
Always picking up the slack.
Yeah, you're always the one, staying late and
Right.
and picking up the extra work, and it's like, where's the reward for that?
Yeah, and he even makes this point that companies kind of see employees as
Like tools.
yeah, like transactional tools.
Interesting.
You do the work,
Yeah.
you get paid,
And that's it.
and that's it. Yeah.
No loyalty.
Yeah, there's no loyalty, no appreciation.
Yeah.
And I think, this is really interesting because this kind of connects to this whole bigger conversation about the changing nature of work.
Yes.
Especially now with AI, right?
Especially with AI coming up. Exactly.
Could AI actually lead to a more
A more
meritocratic system
where it's really focused on your output and what you actually produce
rather than
just how you appear
and your personality or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of ironic, right?
It is, isn't it? He's almost advocating
for the thing that could disrupt the system.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's criticizing,
It's interesting. Yeah.
But he does tell some pretty funny stories
Oh, okay.
to make his point.
Yeah.
He talks about people who join Zoom meetings
Oh.
from their vacations.
I've done that.
And they're stressing about deadlines
Oh.
when they're supposed to be relaxing.
Yeah, I know. It's like you can't escape it sometimes.
I know, right?
Boy.
And he even tells this story about this guy who ordered fettuccine Alfredo
No way.
in Naples
Naples.
while he was on a business call
Oh, my goodness.
talking about company margins.
Wow. Talk about blurring the line
Right.
between work and life.
So, I mean, his message is pretty clear, right?
What's that?
Stop being a sucker. Set some boundaries.
Okay.
Get your work-life balance back.
Yeah.
And prioritize your own well-being.
That's good advice.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think...
Don't let the company take advantage of you. But it's important to remember
that
this is just one guy's perspective.
Yeah.
And not all companies are like this.
Very right.
I mean, there are organizations out there that genuinely value both hard work and a healthy work-life balance.
Absolutely. I think it's about finding that right fit, right?
Exactly.
The company that aligns with your values and respects your boundaries.
Exactly. So it's not just about saying all hard work is a scam.
Right.
It's more about being
aware,
of the potential downsides.
Yeah.
And making sure you're making
smart choices.
Yeah, smart choices about your career.
Absolutely.
So think about it. What does success actually mean to you?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Is it all about climbing the corporate ladder?
Yeah.
Or are there other things that are more important to you?
Right.
Maybe it's about...
Maybe finding work that you actually enjoy.
Yeah.
That uses your skills. That allows you to make a meaningful contribution.
Yeah.
And still have time for your life outside of work.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, maybe it's about finding that sweet spot
Yeah, that balance.
where you can be successful at work, but also have a life, you know?
Absolutely.
Well, so what do you think?
Yeah.
Is hard work really a scam?
Mm.
Or is there a way to make it work for you
Yeah.
instead of against you?
Interesting.
It's something to think about.
It is. It's really easy to kind of get caught up in that.
There you
Like,
go.
watch a video like this and be like, yeah, totally, the system's rigged.
Yeah, especially if you've ever,
Especially
felt like you weren't appreciated
Yeah.
at work, or
Yeah.
like your hard work didn't get recognized or whatever.
Right, and I think it's easy to fall into that cynicism, especially when
Yeah.
you've had those kinds of experiences.
But we have to remember, this is just one person's
It is, right.
perspective.
It's one story,
Yeah.
one set of experiences.
Yeah, it's not necessarily
Not
the
necessarily
whole
picture.
truth
Yeah.
about how every company operates.
Right, exactly.
He even says, like, some people might disagree with me,
Yeah.
but this is just my experience. This is what I've seen.
And to be fair, there are absolutely companies
Oh, yeah.
and even entire industries
Mm.
where this kind of cutthroat
Yeah.
transactional culture is just
Thrives.
the norm.
Yeah. It's all about, like,
Appearances,
yeah.
playing the game,
Yeah.
maybe even.
To get ahead.
But it's also important to remember that we can't.
Generalize. Well, if you generalize, yeah. There are
See, it's
so
the
many other companies
marketplace
where people are valued,
Yeah.
contributions are recognized, people genuinely care about each other.
Right. So it's not just about like,
Black and white.
all hard work is a scam.
Yeah.
It's more about like nuance. Yeah.
Being aware.
Of the potential pitfalls
Yeah.
and making intentional choices.
Right. Because at the end of the day, it's
Your life.
Yeah, it's your life.
It's your career.
You shouldn't have to sacrifice
Like mental health.
your happiness.
Your well-being.
Yeah, for a company
That doesn't care.
that doesn't value.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Like, what are
More of you.
what are your non-negotiables?
Yeah, what are your deal breakers?
Is it sums to work?
Yeah.
What are you willing to compromise on? And what are you absolutely not willing to budge on?
Yeah, what kind of environment
What lets you be your best self?
allows you to thrive?
Yeah, both professionally
Yeah.
and personally.
I think it's all about defining what success looks like for you.
Yeah. And then going after it.
And pursuing it.
Yeah, and that's
It's empowering, right?
It is. It is
Choices.
choices. Yeah, you're not
You're not just a victor of the system.
Right, exactly.
So to kind of wrap up this idea of
Hard work.
hard work being a scam,
Yeah.
I think the real question is not whether hard work,
In and of itself.
is the problem,
Yeah.
but how you define it.
Yeah.
What it means to you.
Yeah.
How to make sure that it's both meaningful
Mm-hmm.
and rewarding.
Yeah. And also recognizing that, like,
The working world,
it's huge.
diverse.
There are bad companies.
Yeah, there are toxic culture.
There are bad bosses.
Absolutely.
But there are also companies that are really.
Trying to do the right thing,
Yeah.
where people are valued,
Mm-hmm.
where dedication is recognized,
Yeah.
and where people can actually thrive,
Yeah.
both in their careers
Mm-hmm.
and in their personal lives.
So I think the key takeaway here is just be
Discerning.
be discerning.
Be aware.
Be aware.
Be open to the possibilities,
Yeah.
but also advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to set boundaries.
Don't be a sucker.
Yeah.
Know your worth.
Know your worth. And remember, success doesn't have to look like,
Climbing the ladder.
climbing the corporate ladder.
It can look like
It can look like so many other things,
so many other things.
like finding fulfillment in your work,
Yeah.
making a contribution,
Mm-hmm.
having a life.
Living a life that aligns with your values.
So as you're, figuring out your career,
Yeah.
think about,
What does success look like
yeah,
for you?
what do you want to do?
What kind of impact do you want to make?
Yeah.
And how can you find a workplace or create a path for yourself
Mhm.
that really supports your goals?
I think this has given us a lot to think about.
It has.
It's really more of a conversation starter
Yeah.
than like a definitive answer.
A jumping off point
Yeah.
to really examine.
Yeah, just to be more mindful
Yeah.
about our choices
Absolutely.
and the environments that we choose to work in
Because ultimately you have the power
Yeah.
to shape your own career.
and define your own version of success.
That's right.
This whole conversation's got me thinking about AI
Mm-hmm.
and the future of work.
Yeah.
Like, could AI actually help
Mm-hmm. Level the playing field.
level the playing field in some ways?
I think it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that this YouTuber was saying
Mm-hmm.
was that companies often reward
Yeah.
appearances and social skills
Right.
more than actual results.
Mm-hmm.
And AI could change that
Yeah.
by focusing purely on outcomes.
Yeah.
So imagine a system where algorithms are tracking
Okay.
your actual contributions,
Right.
the value you generate, the
Yeah.
problems you solve,
Yeah.
instead of how well you network or how charismatic you are.
That'd be amazing.
Right.
No more Susie getting passed over
Exactly.
for the, like, smooth talker.
Yeah.
Who doesn't actually do anything.
Who just looks good.
Right.
Yeah, AI could cut through all of that and
Yeah.
focus purely on merit.
But what about the human element?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Like all this stuff that's hard to measure,
Right.
creativity,
Hmm.
collaboration, teamwork.
Yeah, those are all important things,
Yeah.
and they're not always easy to quantify.
Right.
And of course, there's the risk of algorithmic bias.
Oh, right.
If the data that's used to train these AI systems
Yes.
is flawed
Mm-hmm.
or reflects existing inequalities,
That's not.
it's not a perfect solution,
Yeah.
but it has the potential
Yeah.
to make things more fair.
More meritocratic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it really forces us to think about
Yeah.
what we truly value in the workplace.
Right.
If AI is going to be doing more of the routine tasks,
Mm-hmm.
what skills are humans going to need
It's a good question.
to be successful in the future?
Yeah.
What's going to set us apart?
I don't know, but I think
Yeah,
the big takeaway here is that
yeah,
you have the power
you do.
to choose your own path
Mhm.
and build a career that,
Works for you.
that you actually want.
That aligns with your values, your
Right.
goals. You're not trapped.
Yeah, don't feel trapped.
You have options.
Find a company that appreciates you.
Yes,
Set boundaries.
absolutely.
Know your worth.
Don't be afraid to go out on your own.
Mm.
Create your own thing.
So
Well,
keep learning.
Keep questioning.
Keep pushing yourself
Yeah.
and build a work life
That's both meaningful
that you're proud of.
and fulfilling.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.